Cannot protect our animals from the most dangerous threat of all, poaching. To the poachers, these beautiful animals represent only profit. Rhino and elephant are slaughtered for their horns and ivory. Cheetahs and lions are killed for their
Hello
coats.
friends, welcome.
And antelope and gazelle are trapped in snares. Their meat legally sold.
Kilimanjaro Safaris. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Cuidan sus niños. Gracias. Watch your children. Your transport will provide
Is this anyone's first time on the safari? Yes, I'm not the only one. Asante, Sana, Warden, is everyone ready?
Para su seguridad,
Yeah, oh good. Oh, shit. Just check and make sure you were there. Okay. Around here we say twin day, which means let's go.
dentro del vehículo. Cuida sus niños. Gracias.
Now, before we enter the reserve, please remember
To ensure a safe and pleasant trip, you should be healthy and free from high blood pressure, heart, lack of alcohol.
Asante Sana Warden. As we say here in Harambe, twin day. That's gonna mean let's go. So hello everybody, my name's Carrie and I'm gonna be your safari tour guide here throughout the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now my friends, you can take pictures and videos, just make sure you are holding on tightly to those cameras and cell phones. It is going to be a bumpy road out there and we want to make sure none of your items are going to fall over this vehicle. Have those devices out and ready. I cannot stop for every single animal we are going to be seeing along the way. Now please remain seated at all times. As you guys can tell, there are no seatbelts, so that is just for your safety. And please do not call out or cat call to any of these animals. We will be in their home, so we just want to make sure that we are super respectful. Right above all your heads is an animal identify guide, and you guys can take a look at that along the way to see which animals we will be seeing out there. Keep in mind we may not be seeing all my friends, but you know, I feel like we can get a little bit lucky. Are there any animals in particular that you guys are hoping to see while we're out there? Giraffes? Any other ones? Elephants. Rhinos? Alright, we got some giraffes, some rhinos. Hope you'll get to see all those animals you guys are looking forward to seeing along the way. We're just going to wait a few moments once we go a little bit more forward. Gotta wait for this truck to go first, and then we'll start going and then we're going to go first. We're waiting on the light thumbs, and just the way it's going to be all right, giving us the go to start to begin our safari adventure. Yes, my friends, that is right. It's going to say 2 days, and I hope you will be accurate. Well, you know, it's going to be quicker, probably just about 20 minutes. So it's going to be wait for that later, right over there. We're going to start with a little cherry forest, and the animals that typically live there are known for camouflage. So keep those eyes super peeled in case they are really going to be Now, is this going to be anyone's first time here at the Kilimanjaro Safaris? Oh, a couple of hands. Well, my first time too. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun. It should be a good time. Alright, looks like we're just going to get that there. Alright, friends, which one day? Let's go. Now, looks like we're going to stop right here. The truck is little too close to us further up than that. So there's slowly but surely. Lots of friends of mine are going to be out to say hello to us. Right over here on the right hand side, we'll see our first friend. That's going to be an okapi. Now do not let those zebra-like back legs fool you because they are not related to the zebra at all. They're actually a relative of the giraffe, and the easiest way we can tell that is because of their facial features. They have a long prehensile tongue which allows them to grab leaves from trees, and they can clean their ears and their eyes with that long tongue as well too. Their own little personal 3-for-1 deal. Over here on the right down on the ground, that black and white bird, that's a saddle-billed stork. You can see the one standing, but the other one is actually going to be sitting down on its knees. That bird can stand about 5 feet tall and it has a wingspan of around 9 feet long, the same length as the canopy right above all of your heads, going from left to right. How you tell the gender of that bird is actually by the color of their eyes. Females are going to have a dark yellow, while males will have more of a dark brown color. We're going to come along this way, and over here on the left-hand side, this is where it's going to be home to the black rhino. They're going to weigh up to 3,000 pounds, however there are less than 5,000 left in the world. The reason for that is going to be because of poaching. They're being poached for their horns that carry something known as keratin, the same thing that could be found in our hair and fingernails too. There he is. Now, although they have no natural presence, we as humans are their biggest threat, unfortunately, and that is because of the poaching. Just going to be hanging out. Also, over here on the right-hand side, this chestnut-colored animal that's really close to us. This is known as the bongo. Bongos actually get the nickname of the ghost of the forest because they can rarely be seen when hidden behind bushes and trees. Both males and females will have horns, but their horns are leaning more towards their backs, so if they are hiding underneath any bushes, their horns won't be tangled up in any branches. If you actually ever pet a bongo, that color of their fur would actually transfer over to your hand as well. Now on the left-hand side, we're going to see some more bongos and also greater kudu. It's going to be the light tan antelope. They're actually the second tallest of the antelope species. We can tell that she's a female since she doesn't have any horns. And with those cup-shaped ears, they're going to rely more on sound rather than sight. Bongos and greater kudus are actually related, and the easiest way we can tell that is because of the 18 white stripes found on each of their backs. We're about to enter into the Safi River, and the Safi River is going to be home to some of the water animals that we have out here on the reserve. One of the animals that hopefully we'll have a chance to say hi to is going to be a hippo. Hippos can spend up to 8 minutes underneath the water at a time. They actually do not swim, they're going to more walk or run the bottom of the surface. So hopefully as we continue to go just around this riverbed, coming up on the left-hand side, we might be able to see a group of hippos. That's going to be known as a float. Each hippo makes its own personal wheeze-honk noise, so that way they can communicate with one another when they are separated. And although they do have those giant teeth, their diet will consist mostly of just plants. Try to really look underneath the water though, because you can see them walking the bottom of the surface, and it is really cool. The birds on that island, those are pink-backed pelican. They might not have that pink color right now, but they will get it once it does become mating season, and once they do find their mate. Their wingspan is about 7 to 9 feet long. And when they travel, they'll travel from 20 to 500 of them at once. So it definitely is going to be a sight to see. Speaking of a sight to see, in just a moment we're going to come across the largest crocodile species, which is going to be the Nile crocodile. Now they're able to spend up to 2 hours underneath the water at a time, and they are going to be as long as giraffes are tall, which is going to range from 16 to 20 feet long. You can see them right over here on the left. They'll weigh up to 500 pounds, and they can eat half of their body weight in one feeding. One of the easiest ways to tell the difference between a crocodile and an alligator is that a crocodile's fourth bottom tooth can actually go above their upper lip. So it definitely is a cool little interesting fun fact to be able to tell the difference between the two of them, since they are going to be looking so alike. Alright my friends, but soon we are going to be entering into the world famous Savanna, which is going to be home to many famous African wildlife that we do have out here on the reserve. Millions of animals migrate here every single year. And then in just a moment, we're going to have the chance to see a bunch of the animals that do in fact call the Savanna their home. Now before we fully enter the Savanna, I'm going to show you guys something pretty cool. It's going to be a baobab tree. It's going to be coming up shortly on the right hand side. It's going to get two nicknames, one of the upside down tree and the other is going to be the tree of life. It's going to get the nickname of the upside down tree because you guys will see in just a moment the branches do look like tree roots, making it look like it was planted upside down. And the tree of life because of the giant tree trunk. That trunk is going to hold hundreds and thousands of tons of water in it. It's actually going to conserve all that water until the tree finally decides to grow some leaves because it's actually leafless for 9 months out of the year. So it definitely is pretty cool. That's the baobab tree, also known as the upside down tree, also known as the tree of life. So it definitely is pretty neat. We'll see a bunch more as we go throughout the savannah too. Now my friends, we are officially now in the savannah. And as I start every little intro, it's the savannah. Savannah. As we go further up, I did notice some giraffes along the way, so we'll get to see them. Now our giraffes here are Maasai giraffes, meaning that the spots that are found on their bodies are a little bit more rough rather than smooth. Here at Harambe, we are very lucky to have at least 5 baby giraffes. Now speaking of baby giraffes, does anyone on this truck happen to be 6 foot by any chance? Well, if you are, oh, I see one hit. Congratulations, my friend, all the way back over there. You're the same height as a baby giraffe, and they are firstborn. They're also able to start walking within their first hour of birth as well. Now, giraffes sleep for about 20 minutes to a half hour a day, but they tend to do that sleeping standing up, never lying down, and that is so they can defend themselves from their predators. The only time they will sleep lying down is when they won't feel threatened by the animals that will be surrounding them. Over here on the left-hand side, we're home to one of my favorite animals on the reserve. It's known as the African wild dog. But since our friend is going to be out over there, our friends might not be out. They might be taking their little naps because they are nocturnal. So let's see. We're going to keep on going this way. And on the left-hand side, if you guys take a look, there's going to be a brown antelope with long, thin horns. It's going to be the sable antelope. They are our emblem here at Harambe. And now we can tell the difference between a male and a female is that males will be darker in color once fully mature. Males will fight other males with those long thin horns of theirs for dominance. Now if they are fighting for that dominance and those horns just so happen to break, unfortunately they will not be coming back. Oh, looks like we're going to be stuck in a quick little giraffe jam up over there. Let's cross the road. Now giraffes do have a purplish colored tongue. The reason for that color is that their tongue will spend 19 plus hours in the sun. So won't get any sunburn if it is that color rather than if it was to be the typical pink. Giraffes can run the same speed as a rhinoceros, a speed of about 35 miles per hour. And they also do in fact make a sound. It's going to sound pretty similar to the sound that a sheep is going to make. Giraffes do something known as a necking, which is when one giraffe will hit another giraffe with that long neck of theirs. Now the reason why they do that is that's actually their way of fighting for their dominance. Hopefully as we go further up we'll have the chance to see a group of giraffes. Now a group of giraffes is actually going to be known as a tower, while a group of moving giraffes is going to be known as a journey. Hopefully these giraffe friends of mine, will just never stop believing. You can see another giraffe over here coming up on the right, kind of trying to hide within these bushes over here with the trees. Those animals on the right with those giant horns are kind of hiding within that tall grass area. Those are Ant Collie cattle. Their horns are about 3 to 4 feet long. And although they might look super heavy at the top of their heads, they're actually honeycomb hollow pattern. And they're only going to weigh around 15 pounds. They're using those horns to circulate blood flow throughout their body so they can maintain a nice body temperature at the high heat that we do tend to experience out here in Africa from time to time. You can see them right over here, and also another one over here on the left-hand side. They're going to get the nickname of the Watusi cattle after the Watusi tribe that did domesticate them. So they are in fact the only animals out here on the reserve that will be domesticated. Get another view of it right over here, kind of just hanging out in this giant open area on our left-hand side. Also on the right, if you guys look, there's going to be a light tan antelope. That's going to be the Patterson eland. They are the largest of the antelope species. They can weigh up to 2,000 pounds, and both males and females will have spiral horns. In the distance, the silver blackish colored animal, that's going to be the white-bearded wildebeest. They go through something known as a great migration, meaning that they'll travel 500 to 1,000 miles all throughout Africa. There's a baby giraffe right over there on the right in front of that half tree trunk. No, it's going to be a little bit further up. It's very, very small. We won't be able to miss it, that's for sure. It's so tiny, it's so cute. Hopefully it's out to say hi to us though. Not all of them might be out, so. We'll try to take a peek over here on the left-hand side. Oh, there's two more. Right over here. This one might be, it's easier to tell when they're all standing up. But the actual baby could also be the one sitting down right now, or it might not even be out to say hi. But like I mentioned, it's a lot easier to see them when they're all standing. But they are so cute and so little and so tiny. Now with these broken down trees, this means that we are getting pretty close to elephant country. Now that's where if we won't see them right away on the right hand side, we can see them as we go further up ahead as well, so do not worry. Elephants move their giant ears back and forth, kind of as their own little personal AC unit. By moving their ears back and forth, they can actually reach a speed of up to 15 miles per hour. Oh, there it is. It's not the best view of my friend, but it's still a view, you know, all the way in the distance over there. Elephants put mud, dirt, and sand on their backs to act as their own little homemade sunscreen to protect their sensitive skin from the really hot sun as well. We're going to try to keep our fingers crossed in hopes that maybe we can see my little pride of joy out here. That's actually a baby elephant. She's so cute. She actually just turned 2 years old. And speaking of the number 2, that's going to be the number for the full term length pregnancy for one individual baby elephant. It's going to be almost 2 years, a complete total of 22 months. So those female elephants definitely deserve lots and lots of recognition. Now, aside from a long-term pregnancy, when a baby elephant is first born, they're only just going to start at a weight of 300 pounds. When elephants are fully grown, they can range from 13 to 15,000 pounds as well. Alright, friends. Now going over this bridge, we're going to be entering into the red clay pits. And sometimes the elephants will actually dig their tusks into this red clay, and they'll eat it to help supply minerals all throughout their bodies. Which it actually looks like they were doing over here on the right hand side not too long ago, leaving their little markings. So we could have some pretty good luck as we come further this way. Now unfortunately, every single day, 96 elephants are going to be poached for them. One of the main reasons why is because they're actually being poached for the ivory that's out of their tusks, and it's not even being used for anything in particular, just being poached for them for no reason at all. Now elephants do have the most muscles in that trunk of theirs, so that's so they can eat and drink water. They'll drink about 40 gallons of water every single day, as well as eat close to 300 pounds of food per day. So they definitely do have a very nice appetite. Hopefully we can see some more elephants further up ahead too. We're going to get a closer view of the wildebeests. If you guys take a look right over here, underneath this bush kind of popping up, that's a Patterson eland, one of the larger antelope species. I know we saw the females a little bit further back. They were kind of a little bit hidden. That's actually our male. He is huge. He likes to show that he's king of the Savanna from time to time, so sometimes he'll actually make a crown out of all this tall grass area and keep it in his horn. It's kind of funny. Let's see if we can spot some elephants up over this way, though. Sometimes you get some luck once you go around Flamingo Island, though, home to the greater flamingos. Greater flamingos are going to be the lightest shade of pink of a type of species, and also the tallest. They'll stand about 5 feet tall. And a group of them, like we are going to notice over here, this is going to be known as a flamboyance. When they are first born, they will be a white-gray color, and they do in fact get that pink color from the beta-carotene in the sugar they eat. But then once they're turning pink, about a year after they are born, you kind of see the elephants in the distance all the way over there. Kind of hiding behind the trees, though. Here's a little bit closer view of some of the wildebeests. Now if you guys actually want to see something really cool, take a look at this island on the left-hand side where the flamingos are standing. It's the largest hidden Mickey here in Disney's Animal Kingdom. Kind of see the island of the Mickey here, from right over this way. Pretty cool, huh? Of course, now it's not so hidden anymore because I just told you about it, but it is still hidden for a lot of people that aren't aware that it is there. Up over this way, this is where you can see some white rhinos, warthogs, ostriches, cheetahs, lions. We'll see some white rhinos over here on the left. Now, of course, they're not the color white. They actually get the name white rhino from the Swahili word of vite, meaning wide, describing their wide jaw lines. So originally they were known as vite rhinos, and over time it did just transition to white rhino. A group of them is known as a crash, and a funny reasoning behind that name is that when they charge at their speed of 35 miles per hour, they actually can't see further than 10 feet in front of them. So although they can hear us right now, they cannot see us. Definitely is kind of crazy to think about. They'll weigh up to 5,000 pounds, but just like black rhinos, they too are poached for their horns because of the keratin fin in them, though they aren't nearly as close to extinction. They're rolling around in that red mud clay pit because that red mud is their own little sunscreen. This cute brown animal that's really close to us, this is a bonnie bok. Unfortunately, they are very close to extinction. So the only chance you guys would get to see one is here on a reserve exactly like this. There's actually only 17 bonnie boks left in the world. Over here on the left-hand side is where we're going to have to look really closely, my friends, because this is where it's home to the cheetahs, and they are a little hard to spot from time to time, so we do want to keep our eyes super peeled. Cheetahs are the fastest land animal in the world. Another bonnie bok too. Now cheetah can, in 3 seconds, there we go, can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour. Since they are running so fast, they use their tail as a little steering device to steer them in a right or left direction, as well as also keep their balance. It looks like they are using their camouflage pretty well, unfortunately. So it looks like we won't be able to say hi to them. But hopefully we'll get some more love over here, saying hi to another wildcat friend of mine, the lion. Let's hope they aren't taking their cat naps. Lions tend to sleep for about 16 to 20 hours a day, making themselves nocturnal. Now males are the ones that will watch the cubs and protect the territory, while the females are the ones that will go and grab food for the pride. They tend to do most of their hunting at night. That's because their vision is 6 times better at night than it is during the day. Let's see. Hopefully I'll have the chance to see the male. We have 1 male and 2 lionesses. Now not only will male lions carry a lot of weight for the pride, they carry a lot of weight in that mane of theirs on the top of their head. That mane can weigh from 40 to 50 pounds. So it definitely is super heavy. Hopefully I'll have the chance to see my friend. I really hope they aren't taking their cat nap, you know, but although it looks like not only does the lion sleep tonight, they do like to sleep during the day too. Now, although they might not be seen, we can actually hear them if they do decide to roar for us. A lion's roar can actually be heard from up to 5 miles away. Of course, the further you are, it is a little bit more distinct, but they're always going to be there. Coming up on the left-hand side, this is where it's going to be home to the warthog. Warthogs are related to the domestic pig. And how you can tell the difference between a male and a female is that males have extra fat in between their eyes and their tusks, like our friend Pumbaa from the Lion King. Let's see. Oh, is he right in that little bar? Oh, there he is, right in that little burrow right over here. Now, fun fact is that Pumbaa is actually not Swahili for warthog, it's Swahili for foolish, explaining his personality throughout the entire film. And warthogs actually eat on their front knees. The reason for that is because their head weighs so much that if they did it, they would just fall right over. Over here on the right-hand side, if you guys look down on the ground, those giant yellow eggs, those are ostrich eggs. Each one weighs about 3 pounds and is equivalent to 2 dozen chicken eggs. Ostrich eggshells are so strong that if one of us tried standing on them, they wouldn't even crack. So you know they do have some excellent protection. See, I was able to crack some of you up. I had to come up with an egg pun to calm myself down. I have a fear of ostriches, so in case they were ever too close for comfort, you know, whew, I'm my own biggest fan, so it does work from time to time. Alright, now we're going to enter the last part of the reserve. This is known as Mogati Glen. We're going to notice my one friend coming up over here on the left-hand side is the scimitar horned oryx. It looks like a beautiful toasted marshmallow. Now, unfortunately, they are very close to extinction as well. There's actually currently less than 1,000 scimitar horned oryxes left in the world. You'll see my friend right over there in just a moment. Now, what is really cool about this animal is that it can go 9 months out of the year without drinking any water. That's because it's going to conserve all the water that it's going to drink into its body until it starts to sweat, which is going to be at a temperature of 115 degrees Fahrenheit. A feature I'm sure we'd all love to have, especially once it reaches those hot summer months. Well, that was good timing. Looks like our friend just wants to leave and go somewhere. Ow! Now, my friends, going through this gate unfortunately means that our time here together is coming to an end. And I hope you guys did have a great time with me. I sure did have a wild time with you. And if you did want to learn a little bit more about some of the animals that we did see here along the way, feel free to stop in Harambe Village and talk to those villager friends of mine. And they can also tell you a little bit more about the Disney Conservation Fund. Now, whatever you guys donate, Disney actually matches every dollar that you do. And for showing that you donated, you'll also receive a pin as well. For any Wilderness Explorer friends aboard, we are on truck Simba 1. And Simba is actually Swahili for lion, while 1 is just English for 1. Once again, if you enjoyed this time here with me, my name is Carrie. If not, my name's Elsa. Feel free to let it go. But soon we will have to say a final goodbye here to one another. But my friends, here in Harambe, we don't like saying goodbye. Goodbyes are far too sad and far too final, and we do want to see you again. So instead, I'm going to leave you guys with a Swahili phrase, which is going to be known as Kwaherini, and that is going to mean to go well in Swahili. So Kwaherini, all my new friends, go well and go wild. Just remember, to never go too wild. We are still here at a family theme park, but enjoy the rest of your time